Welcome to JSA TV, where we're covering the latest news, trends, and innovations from thought leaders from within the digital infrastructure industry. I am Dean Perrine, and we are coming at you live. That's right, Safi. We are live at PTC
Amazing.
2026 in beautiful Honolulu, Hawaii. And my new best friend over here is Tsafrir Oranski. Safi is the VP of Digital Infrastructure at Parametrix. Safi, welcome to JSA TV.
I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for hosting me.
Yeah, I'm glad that you are here as well, Safi. And I'm also actually glad to be here in Honolulu because, as I was saying, when I left Chicago, it was like 3 degrees Fahrenheit. And then I got off the plane and it was 73 degrees Fahrenheit.
Can't
And
beat that.
you can't beat it. And I fly back tomorrow. It's a 10-hour flight, not terrible. But I guess we're in for a snowstorm when I get back to Chicago.
Okay, so you're back at home. You feel back at home very quickly.
That's right. I'll be cold, but at least I get to hug my kids, right?
Exactly.
So, Safi, for our viewers that don't already know, why don't you tell them a little bit about Parametrix?
Okay, so Parametrix, we're an insurance company. We're a Lloyd's cover holder, what they call, and we provide insurance for anything digital outages, and focused mainly on the cloud and data centers. So basically, what we do, we provide SLA insurance for data center owners, investors, providers. In case an SLA breach, we will pay credits, termination, and other things that they need in order to keep going and provide their services.
So, Safi, in a previous life, I was a telecommunications analyst, and when we would talk about service level agreements (SLAs), it was almost always specific to the network. And what you're talking about is specific to the data center and power
Yeah.
outages, presumably. Tell us about how. Tell us what. Obviously, I know if a data center goes down, we got problems,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But has SLAs for data centers always been around?
They've always been around,
Okay.
like in telecom. That's where it came from. So the same thing, the 5 nines, 4 nines.
Okay.
There's 4 legs to this stool. We always say there's power, temperature, humidity, and connectivity. Most of these SLAs are structured around these 4 legs.
Okay.
Typically, if you get a power outage, once again, it's 5 nines, 4 nines, 3 nines. These SLAs, especially for when you talk about hyperscalers, they can reach up to 200% of your MRC, meaning 2 months of rent
Yeah.
can go down in 45 minutes. Okay, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And what we're seeing, the market is coming to us now is okay. How do I protect myself against
Yeah.
this? Because on the other side, sitting the investors, the equity, everyone that's needs to get that IRR or the debt terms, everything
Yeah, yeah,
else.
yeah.
All of this comes back to this SLA. Ultimately, we're looking at a cash flow problem
Yeah.
that we're helping data center owners, investors, and lenders protect.
Fascinating to me because I remember, wasn't that like Superstorm Sandy in New York City,
Yeah.
and the floods and the equipment going down for weeks on end. So you could see where that could be problematic for folks going in and out of there.
Both of us were talking about Chicago.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, the CME the went down for 12 hours. Okay, you couldn't trade anything related to Chicago.
Yeah.
It was because of a data center outage.
I did not
Think
know
about
that.
how much billions of dollars were lost, and
Yeah.
that's why we need to find a way to offload that risk from the data center owners into the insurance. Another thing, very interesting, you can take that Lloyd's back guarantee and help you when you go to the bank and say, I have a Lloyd's guarantee, you should get better terms on your loan.
We've all heard of Lloyd's.
We've all heard of Lloyd's.
Yeah.
And if you, on the other hand, decide to sell your assets and you want to make sure you're taking off that operational risk, once again, that's where SLA comes to play. And it's very important because we think many CFOs today are not thinking about the operational risk also
Yeah.
as a big financial risk
Yeah.
that could someday happen. And when that happens, a 2 hour or 3 hour SLA breach can take 30% or 40% of your annual NOI. It's big numbers.
That is business crushing numbers.
These are big numbers.
Yeah.
If it happens, it's big numbers.
Yeah. Wow. Fascinating. This is truly fascinating. But nobody gets out of the JSA TV chair without talking about AI a little bit. How have these kind of AI data centers and the amount of densities and the amount of the different kinds of applications, how is that impacting how you mitigate the risk?
Okay, so AI, of course, everyone knows it's
Yeah.
the new thing and that's booming. There are a couple of very interesting things here. One, a lot of power is built now behind the meter, so on site, that has effect. So the data center owner now needs to have an SLA with a power generator, right? Just said it's all about power. That's a big effect. The other thing that we see with AI, especially with the neo clouds, they're actually investing all the money, getting it sometimes up front, okay, and then it's tied back to the SLA, right?
Yeah.
It's all tied back to performance. Again, if you don't protect that cash flow, if you're a smaller company and something big happens, you get, I don't know, 45 minutes, or now we've seen some of the hyperscales, there's no cap on how much money you can pay out as credits.
Yeah.
In this case, if you're not taking it into account, you can find yourself in a very, very bad place. And, that's just, managing risk the right way and helping you also, finance, the next round.
Yeah, Safi, it's funny and maybe a little embarrassing that I never actually considered SLAs as it relates to the data center. But you changed all of that for me today. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me here.
You bet. Thank you,
Okay.
Safi. And thank you, viewers, for watching JSA TV. We'll see you real soon.